Hi, Scott here, and today we're going to put together the all-new, ready-to-assemble storage cabinet by Sandusky Cabinets. We recommend you take all the parts out of the packaging and spread them out. If you have anything missing, please contact our customer service department. First step would be to take the bottom of the cabinet, which you can identify because it has these weld nuts in the corners, and take the 4 adjustable leg levelers, screwing those into all 4 corners. Screw those into about 1 inch from the bottom. Now that we have our base assembled, take the side panels. There is no left or right. Their side panels are identical. Sides get assembled with the tab hook facing upward. And we put one in, the sides go inside the bottom. Okay, at this point, we recommend bringing in a second person to hold the side panel up so you can grab the second side panel and put it into place. If you don't have a second person to help, you can do this step by leaning the side panel up against the wall. Next, we take our beams. There is a correct orientation. The ledge goes up on the top. And put those into the side panels. And then seat those in place gently with a rubber mallet. Next, we'll put in the center beam in the rear. Again, ledge up. So next we're going to put on the left back panel, but since we're facing the rear of the cabinet, we're going to put it on the right side. The left back panel has a simple 90-degree bend on the center edge, and the hooks, the tab hooks, are facing downwards. When putting that back panel in, it goes inside of the bottom, making sure that the tab hooks on the back hook over the beam on the top, the middle, and the bottom. And assemble the right back panel the same way. Hooks hooking downwards. Flange goes in the middle. Bottom has to go inside of the bottom tray. And the hooks over the tops of the beams. Next, we put the top assembly on. There is a front and a rear. The front has this flange to it. And it goes on top of the cabinet with everything inside of the top. And we take the plastic push pins, there's 14 of them all together, and put those in all the locations. Doesn't matter what sequence. There's a total of 3 shelves in the package. 1 fixed center shelf, which has a simple 90-degree flange on the short side, and then 2 adjustable shelves that don't have this bend. When putting the shelf in, make sure that it hooks over the side tabs. When installing the adjustable shelves, we use our shelf clip in this orientation and goes into the slots in the back. and in the front. An adjustable shelf goes in the same way at an angle, getting it above the clips, setting it down on them. Next, we'll be putting the left door assembly on. First, we put the hinge pin grommet up into the hole in the top of the cabinet. Next, we'll take the hinge pin with the large diameter barrel down. Goes into the bottom hole of the cabinet. Again, with the large diameter barrel facing down, goes into the top of the door. And the left door assembly simply goes on the lower hinge. And then this is spring loaded. Just push that down with your finger. For installation of the right-hand door, we repeat the process with the hinge pin grommet going into the top. This door hinge into the bottom. After pre-scoring the rubber grommets with a sharp knife or wiring, you can insert them in the holes in the back and then feed your wiring through here. Door handle goes in this orientation, affixing the bracket onto the back of the lock with this screw. Now you can close the door and then latch it. Now that we have the cabinet assembled, we're going to preliminarily level the cabinet so that the door seams across the top are even. So by adjusting the leg levelers on the floor, you'll want to bring it to level like that. Now that we have the cabinet seams all even, we can affix these screws to the back. Put the cabinet into position and level.